I'm Mark Robson, crop production specialist for Eastern Canada. So I cover anything going in the ground, whether it's tillage or seed, or what we're protecting on the ground with sprayers and application equipment. This year, Case released a new 2150S planter. So 2150 is kind of our front fold name and model, but the 2150S is a front fold with interplant or different row spacing, like 20-inch rows as well. Big thing with this planter, a lot more weight for the guys looking to no-till. It's a 30 or 40 foot front fold split row or narrow row transport planter. Very narrow transport. It's got all the same 2000 series row unit features, using precision planting, speed tubes, and V-drive and V-set meters, as well as Delta Force, plus Case's integrated wing downforce, so we can transfer that weight, and it's in the cab adjustment. This planter is more for any like a diverse farm operation when they're using it to plant corn, soybeans, some specialty beans that are on the smaller side. But it has the biggest advantage of this planter is its weight to row unit ratio. So everyone talks about downforce and how great hydraulic downforce is, which I'll be the first one to say it's a great feature for a planter. But what downforce also relies on is you actually need the weight on the planter. So if the frame doesn't have the same weight on every spot of the row unit, you can't apply that downforce. With this planter, we're applying all the weight from the bulk fill tanks across that toolbar, and we have very good weight distribution front gang to back gang of the two row unit for the interplants. So you got 24 row 20, 32 row 15, 31 row 15, 24 row, and 23 row 15. So the even row planters are 2-point hitch, but you can also get an offset pinhole on the 2-point hitch, so you can offset it. So if you're really trying to no-till beans in between 30-inch rows, this planter can not only do that, but you can drive the tractor down the same tractor path as the year you planted corn. So the only thing that's going to touch the corn stubble, the way these planters are configured, should be the tires of the planter. So keeping your row units out of the residue, keeping your depth more consistent, and they come standard with narrow gauge wheels. So that is a big plus because there's a lot better trash flow, and they won't touch the corn stubble as much for standing corn stubble from the year before. So we got 15 degrees up and down wing flex on this planter, a total of 30 degrees plus 8 inches of vertical row unit travel. So up and down of 16 inches, which is industry highest in the industry right now. We have frame distribution system on this. So you have basically hydraulics controlling it. Cool thing with all our 2000 series planters with weight transfer, if you adjust your downforce, you can touch the weight transfer. And if you say you want 200 pounds or 150 pounds of downforce, it'll tell you the actual amount of weight transfer you should be using to keep that weight balanced across the machine. So you don't have to over apply weight to the wings, and you don't have to under apply weight. So if you need 100 pounds of downforce, you apply, it might be 1,000 pounds of wing downforce to keep that weight distributed. So keep that in mind, because that's really important with all these weight distribution systems out there. There should be a mathematical system or a chart that if you're applying this many pounds of force, you need this many pounds of weight transfer. So I don't know if everyone's pitching that, but it's really important, because if you over or under apply that, the downforce of each individual row unit suffers. Big thing Case released for a lot of their 2000 series planters this year was ISOBUS planter software. So this allows anything 2000 series, you could, for most configurations, we are now able to run on the ISOBUS display on AFS Connect magnums and staggers, running a Pro 1200 display. So our Pro 1200 display is our next gen display across all our OEM tractors that are, 200 plus horse. This integration allows us to have a bit more capability plugging and playing into these tractors without having to put proprietary software on the planter or the tractor going forward. So this is a pretty exciting step. The next page, I'll show you some of the slides of what you're going to see. So you got HD mapping, downforce, your row spacing, as applied maps. And the cool thing with this ISOBUS software is it's widget based. So we can actually take some of these parts of the ISOBUS out of the ISOBUS screen and put that onto some of your run screens. So you can have a customized layout of what you're wanting to see. So that's pretty exciting. And the next phase for this, as you can see, the bottom right screen there is not an Case IH OEM display. That is a different ISOBUS display. So the next step is validating it for different Gen 4 ISOBUS displays or whatever, so that we can allow a person to run this planner on his machine with the models he's using. So that's really exciting. We're keeping the cab clutter down, but we're also being able to put that data into their machine so they can still apply or attain the data they're still looking to get out of this planter. That is all I had for the main updates for this year, but probably the most exciting one is the 2150S. Really good for the Midwest. It's should be pretty popular here in Ontario as well, just for its no-till and conventional, hybrid capabilities. Got 525 gallon tank on here for a 40-foot planter. That's pretty significant from the factory.